Hey, hello everyone and welcome back. In this very quick exercise, we're going to learn how to steal color grading looks from one image into another image here in Photoshop. Okay, so just go ahead and open your folder. Open your folder instead. So open your folder and bring in the image we worked on the last time. So that's this particular one, and there is something I just want to do on our image. I actually want to increase my brightness or the exposure. So I'm just going to create an adjustment layer, an exposure adjustment layer, and I'll just boost up the exposure a bit, just a bit. I feel our image is not bright enough. Okay, so just a bit. So this is just perfect. So this is before and this is after. Now just go ahead and save our image as a JPEG image, and previously we had saved the same image after we worked on it, so I'm just going to save to replace the one we had. Perfect. Now I'll just close this, hit yes to save, and I'll just go ahead and bring in our image, our new image. That's the image we're going to use to steal the color grading. Okay, so we're going to be stealing our color grading from this image here. So the image is titled steal color grading. It's in your folder, your 07 color and camera raw in Adobe Photoshop. So go ahead and open this image. Perfect. And right now I'll just go ahead and bring in the image we just saved. That's our image which we worked on in camera raw. So this is our image. Perfect. So what we want to do is we want to steal the color grading from this image to this image. We want to transfer the color grading from this image to this image. Perfect. Now the first thing you have to do is come on your image, that's your sample image, and pick your marquee, select tool, your rectangular marquee, select tool, and just sample the area which you want to copy. Okay, so I want to copy this look, the look on this area that's on the skin. So I'll just Ctrl J to duplicate this, hit V for my move tool, click here and drag into my new image. Okay, hit OK. Perfect. Now what we want to do is we want to create a palette, a color palette for our highlights, our midtones, and our shadows. Okay, so while having our color selected, we just pick our brush tool and let's just do some settings here. Let's make sure our hardness is 100 and our brush size is just about this size. Okay, so perfect. And we have to also pick our eyedropper tool and make sure our sample size is set to 3x3 average or 5x5 average, but make sure it's not point sample. Okay, it mustn't be a point sample, it must be 3x3 average, an average sample. Okay, because we want to kind of sample an average, not a point. Okay, now from our image we can tell that this area is part of our highlights. Okay, so it means we want to sample the color on this area for our highlights. So this is the brightest point of our image, so I'll just go ahead and sample on this point and then hit B for my brush tool and come to this side while still selecting my layer, that's my image layer, and I'll just click here. Perfect. Now we have our first color sample. The next color sample will be hit I for my eyedropper tool and would be the midtones, right? So we want to use a place like this for our midtones. So click here, zoom out, hit B, and create a dab here. The next one will be for the shadows. So hit I for your eyedropper tool and just go ahead and look for the shadow area. Okay, so there are lots of shadow areas, but we want to make use of this area. Okay, so this area right here. Perfect. Zoom out, hit B, and dab on your layer. So right now we have the highlights, the midtones, and the shadows of our image here. So we want to use these information to steal our color grading from this image to our new image. Okay, so select on your background image and go ahead to your adjustment layer, and now let's add the curves. Okay, so we're going to use a feature or a trick which we didn't learn while learning the advanced methods of using curves. Okay, so we actually touched on this, but we didn't look at this particular feature, and that's because we wanted to use it to steal color gradient, right? So we looked at the white color balance, the gray color balance, and the black color balance. Okay, and these tools are of course used to sample white areas, gray areas, and black areas, of course, but we didn't teach that we can actually set a white color or a black color or a gray color to whatever color we want. Okay, so while selecting my move tool, go ahead and select this icon for our curves. Make sure it's not on the layer mask, it should be on our curves icon. So now I'm going to double click on my white balance tool, to double click on it and go ahead and sample this color. So click on this color and hit OK. You see that it has sampled this color as our white. So hit OK and save new target color as default. No. I'm going to now go ahead and look for my highlights, okay, on my image. So on this image now, I'm going to go ahead and look for my highlights. So this should be seen as a highlight. Okay, so here or here, just about here. So just click and you can see that right away we have changed the look of our image. It means our highlights are now using this as their values. Perfect. So go ahead and select your move tool and then double click on the gray balance. Just come and sample this guy here, sample him, hit OK. Now zoom in to where you would see as a mid-tone, right? So maybe a place like this, you click on here. Perfect. So we have done the mid-tone adjustment, this before, this after. Now we're just going to do the shadows adjustment. So I'm just going to move this image to this side, okay, and now select my curves back and double click here and then sample here, hit OK. No, now zoom in and I just want to sample this area. Okay, I think I made a mistake. So I have my mask selected instead. So just go back to my curves, double click, sample, hit OK, no, and zoom in and just have my shadow area selected. Perfect. Now we see what we now have. We've basically been able to copy our color look for our skin. So we can go ahead and make a few more adjustments. So I'm just going to hide this guy here. You can go ahead and select our curves and maybe start to move these a bit to increase the contrast. Okay, to move this a bit, and we actually need to max out this color grading from our eyes, okay, because our eyes will always remain white regardless of our color grading, right? So let's just select our sample here, or rather our mask here, hit B, and let's make our brush hardness 0 this time. Reduce the size. Okay, and then zoom in and just max out the eyes. Perfect. Now this is what we now have. I'm just going to go ahead and add another curves, maybe just make some final adjustments, maybe bring this up a bit, bring this down a bit. So this is before and this is after. Perfect. This is incredible. Now this is what we had before, and we've done quite a good job in copying our color grading. Okay, so this is before and this is after. Sorry, and this is before and this is after. Okay, what am I doing? Let me just enable all our layers minus this layer. Perfect. So this is before and this is after, before and after. And guys, that's how we copy color grading from one image to the other. Okay, so that's it for this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, so that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. We post new videos every week covering topics in the fields of graphic design and illustration, motion graphics and video, branding, and more. If you want to support us and get access to exclusive benefits such as the project files we use in our classes, a live chat with us, shoutouts, and more, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and the link to our Patreon page is in the description below. And if you want to take your learning to the next level, you can check out the complete course, of which this episode is a part of. And in the complete course, you get access to more than 10 hours of video lessons, project files and resources, class exercises, a Q&A section, a certificate of completion, and more. You can get the course for a special discount by using the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.